Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're going to be making Sheikh al Mahshi, also known as Koussa bil Laban, also known as meat stuffed zucchinis cooked in yogurt. This is one of my all-time favorite dishes. It is extremely popular across the Middle East and is loved by both children and adults alike. Let's take a look at the ingredients. So here I've got about a dozen medium-sized zucchinis. Now, traditionally for Sheikh al Mahshi, we would use the smaller size because this is considered a heavy dish. We will be frying these zucchinis and it would be better to go with the smaller size. I had difficulty finding the small ones, so I just picked up these medium size. We're going to be stuffing it with a pound of ground beef. I've got 1 onion here. For the meat spices, I've got a teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon each of cinnamon, 7 spice, and allspice. We will also be adding 3 tablespoons of pine nuts that I'm going to be toasting with a tablespoon of ghee. Now for the yogurt, I've got 2 tubs of yogurt. You can use any fat percentage you like. I've got an egg, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. To fry the zucchinis, I'm going to be using canola oil, but you can use vegetable oil if you like. Now to begin, we're going to want to trim the ends of each zucchini. Alright, so here's the fun part. I'm going to show you guys how to properly core a zucchini without poking through the top. We're going to need a corer. We can find this on Amazon or at any Middle Eastern supermarket. We're going to use this as a guide and a stopper. Hold the zucchini in one hand and we're going to lay the core flat against the zucchini. I like to leave about 1 centimeter of flesh at the top so I know how deep I need to go. Where the zucchini ends, I'm going to put my finger right there. So that's how deep I need to go. Now, another tip I have is to use your fingers as a sensor, as a guide. If you can feel the core scraping along your fingers, that means we're in the danger zone and we have thinned out the zucchini too much, so we got to be careful, okay? So now we're just going to go in and I know approximately where I need to stop. And I will do this all the way around without thinning it out too much. Okay, and that's about as thin as I'm gonna make it, okay? So now that I'm done coring the zucchinis, we're gonna fry them. I'm not gonna throw out the filling. I'm gonna keep this in the fridge and maybe later make some tabbal with it. So now I've got the oil heating over a medium-high heat. I've got a colander set over a plate here so we can drain the fried zucchinis, and we're gonna begin frying the zucchinis now. Fry each side for about 4 to 5 minutes. We only want the zucchinis to get slightly browned. Alright, these look just about done. I'm going to take them out and put them in the colander to drain the oil. guys, so here I've got the fried zucchinis. This is what they should look like. They will soften up, and if you leave them over time, they're gonna wrinkle a bit, and that's fine. So I'm gonna let these cool. Let's make the stuffing. So now I'm gonna toast the pine nuts. These are gonna toast very quick, so we've got to keep an eye on them. See, I've got that beautiful golden brown. These are done. I'm gonna set these aside so we can mix it in with the meat. All right, so I've heated up some oil, I've diced the onion, and now I'm just sauteing it. I'm gonna leave this for about maybe 6 or 7 minutes until it softens. All right, so I've added the ground beef, and now we're just going to break it apart. Right now I'm gonna add in the salt and the spices. All right, I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then I'm gonna add the pine nuts. Mix it all in. All right, now I'm gonna set this aside to cool. Now, while our fried zucchinis and the meat stuffing are cooling, I'm gonna whip up a batch of vermicelli rice to serve alongside our Sheikh al Mahshy. See you in a minute. All right, everyone, now it's time for the fun/messy part. We're gonna stuff the zucchinis. The meat has cooled, the zucchinis have cooled. I've got my gloves on, it's gonna get messy. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do. I'm gonna take one zucchini and just take a bunch of the filling and very gently begin stuffing it. Now the zucchini is quite delicate, so we don't wanna be too rough with it. Now I'm gonna show you a common beginner's mistake I see when making stuffed zucchini. You stuff it, you see the filling has reached the rim, and you think, oh, it's stuffed, but you've got a big air pocket in here, right? So one thing I like to do is just tap it and let the filling go down. See that? So let's keep going and tapping as we go. Now I'm gonna go a bit fast. Tap. Another beginner mistake I see is people who overstuff the zucchini. I mean, they just like ram all the filling in there. And what happens when it's time to eat is that it becomes very difficult to cut into. Okay, so keep going. Make sure there are no air pockets in there. Okay, so that's about it. As you can see, it's still quite flexible. I didn't overstuff it. Let me do just a little bit more. I'm not going to add meat to reach the rim. I'm going to leave about 1 centimeter in there, okay? There we go. Let's do that again. Take the stuffing. Tap, tap, tap. Let the stuffing go down and keep going. So the zucchinis are stuffed and ready to be cooked in the yogurt sauce. So now we're gonna make the yogurt sauce. So we're gonna pour in the yogurt, the egg. Now, the purpose of the egg and the cornstarch are to prevent the yogurt from breaking or curdling. Okay, and I've got here the 2 cloves of garlic. And we're gonna blend. Blend the yogurt sauce for about 30 seconds and then pour it into a large pot. Now we're gonna heat the yogurt sauce gently over low to medium heat to ensure it doesn't curdle. And also we're gonna stir constantly to ensure that the bottom doesn't burn. When we see steam rising, that's when we know that the yogurt sauce is hot enough to allow us to pop in the zucchinis and cook them. We're gonna cook this uncovered on gentle heat for about 40 minutes. Stir every couple minutes to ensure that the bottom doesn't burn. And here is the final result. You guys, this is done now. It smells amazing. I served it alongside some vermicelli rice. Bite with some rice. Oh my god, look at that. So good. The zucchini is so tender. The meat is so flavorful. Oh my god, this is really good. I hope you guys enjoy this and let me know how it turns out in the comments below. For the detailed recipe for this dish and for more Middle Eastern recipes, visit my blog at eternallyfresh.com.